Right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about something that most of us spend our entire lives trying to avoid: pain. I know, but stick with me here. Because what if I told you that buried inside our absolute worst moments, our biggest failures, that's where the raw material for our greatest progress is hiding?
I mean, it's just human nature, right? The second things go wrong, that sting of failure hits, what's our first impulse? Get away from it, run, bury it, pretend it never happened. This really nails that default setting we all have. If it hurts, just run.
But what if we've been looking at this all wrong? What if pain isn't a red stop sign telling you you've messed up? What if it's actually a puzzle, a clue, a big blinking neon sign from the universe saying, hey, look over here, something's not quite right and you've got to figure it out? This little mental flip, well, it changes the entire game.
And this leads us to what you could call the pain paradox. It's this crazy conflict, right? Our gut tells us to run away from anything uncomfortable. But the real potential, the good stuff, is buried right inside that discomfort. So let's actually break down the two choices we have when we hit that wall.
And check this out. This lays it out so clearly. You've got two roads in front of you. On one side, you've got the default path. This is the easy one. You avoid the pain, you find someone or something to blame, and then, guess what? You end up making the same mistake all over again. It's a total hamster wheel. But then, look at the other side, the progress path. Here, you actually lean into it. You embrace the feeling. You analyze what really went down, and you use that to evolve. See the difference? One's a dead-end loop, the other is a ladder you can climb.
Okay, so let's talk about how to actually do this. How to treat pain like a puzzle. Look, this isn't about some weird thing where you're supposed to enjoy failure. No way. It's about being smart. It's about becoming a detective in your own story. You're looking for clues in the wreckage. The whole point isn't just to feel better after a setback. It's to actually get better because of it.
And the main tool in our detective kit has a name: painful reflection. And the most important word in that definition: objectively. This is so key. This is not about beating yourself up or getting lost in shame. Absolutely not. It's about stepping back and being a calm, cool, collected diagnostician. You're looking at your failure like a doctor looks at an X-ray. You're not judging it. You're just trying to find the exact spot where things broke so you can set it right and make sure it heals stronger than before.
And this whole idea, this whole process, it can be boiled down to a super simple, super powerful formula. This is the core engine for growth we're talking about. And there it is. Pain plus reflection equals progress. It's so simple, it's almost beautiful, right? But think about it. Pain, all by itself, that's just suffering. It's pointless. It doesn't get you anywhere. And reflection on its own, without a real, tangible problem to solve, well, that's just daydreaming. It's when you take a real, painful experience and you combine it with that honest, objective reflection, that's when progress is pretty much guaranteed. Okay, so you're probably asking, how do I actually do that reflection part? Well, it's a three-step dance. First, you've got to pinpoint the discomfort and be super specific here. It's not enough to say, oh, that meeting was a disaster. No, you got to say, when my boss asked for the data on slide 3, I completely froze. See? Specific. Step 2, identify the root cause. Why did you freeze? Did you not practice enough? Were you intimidated? Did you not actually understand the data yourself? You have to dig until you hit the real why. And finally, the most important part, design a new path. What are you going to do differently next time? What new rule or system will you put in place so that specific failure cannot happen again? Now listen, I'm not going to lie, this process can be tough. It's uncomfortable. So why even bother? Because doing this over and over again, it does more than just help you dodge a few mistakes. It fundamentally changes you. It rewires your brain. It turns all that negative energy from your setbacks into high-octane fuel for your future. And the payoffs are huge. First off, you build real resilience, like legit mental toughness. You stop being so scared of failing because you see it for what it is, just information. And when you're not afraid to try new things, your learning curve just skyrockets. You learn faster than anyone around you. And you know what else? Often your absolute best, most creative ideas, your biggest breakthroughs, they come from trying to figure out how to get around those old problems you used to get stuck on. All right, so let's bring this all back to you. This whole thing, it's not just some nice theory to think about. It's a challenge. Because here's the truth. Failure isn't an if, it's a when. Every single one of us has a next failure just waiting around the corner. The only thing we can control is what we're going to do when it shows up. So I'm going to leave you with this question to chew on.
Think about a recent mistake, a recent pain point in your life. What is that painful lesson that's just sitting there, waiting for you to unpack it? Because that thing you've been running from, that's not your weakness. That's your next superpower, just waiting to be unlocked. It's the puzzle that once you solve it, could become your greatest asset.